Hello. That's my Sadie impression.
Wow.
And welcome to, I can keep going.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
TV.
Holy
the show
shit.
where I, Sadie.
Oh my god. This is gonna be...
Good. Guide my friend Lily through the wild world of Twin Peaks. The
my god.
This week we're doing the return part 3, David Lynch.
My god. David Lynch. Wow, it's like you're my doppelganger.
You're evil Lily. No, I'm evil Sadie. Don't know how I got confused on that one. Sadie, how's it going?
Wow, you really got me. I'm doing pretty good. Here's what I was gonna say about what I've been up to. I'm still busy as fuck. I said it last time recorded I was busy as fuck. This time, I'm still busy as fuck. And you know how that's been manifesting? I've been playing Slay the Spire on my phone.
Ooh. What is Slay the Spire?
Oh, it's like the original like roguelike deck builder. You're a guy, you're trying to kill a spire. How do you do it? You have cards. Every turn you draw 5 cards. Use them as best as you can because they all go away at the end of the turn, and then you draw 5 more. You can add cards to your deck, but sometimes it's not good to, because if you have a smaller deck, you'll get the better cards better. Then you gotta try to slay the spire.
Wait, isn't a spire like the top of a castle?
Yeah, it's like a tower, but this is a fucked up giant living tower. Oh my god.
Whoa, how did I go so long without knowing this? That's crazy.
I think the fact that I'm playing a lot of it says that it's not a call for help. I've been busy as fuck. I like my nonprofit job. We're very busy. It's not like bad stressful, but I'm spending a lot of time working on stuff that is very important to me. And at the end of the day, I need to lie down and play Slay the Spire on my phone. And you know what I will shout out music-wise?
Yeah.
They Might Be Giants. It's one of those bands that I will not listen to for like 8 months. And then once or twice a year, I'll have a day or like a couple of days or a week where I'm just like, it's time to put on like 5 They Might Be Giants albums.
Hell yeah.
Because their first like 4 or 5 albums are all good.
It's true.
And that's what's been going on with me is I've been putting on Slay the Spire and putting on They Might Be Giants.
Go Sadie. I have been pretty good. I've been similarly just so crazy busy, in part on the same stuff as you. We've been working together professionally for money, which
oh my god,
like,
yeah,
that's never really happened before. It's crazy, but that's been like a very fun process. I've been working on some very new for me stuff, social media content, and like I realize that is actually my job, and that's also what this is, but it feels very different. Beyond that, I've also been finishing up this New York Times video, which I'm sure is out by the time anyone is hearing this. And I'm thankfully in a phase now where I'm just like in a groove, easily could just edit for 12 hours a day and be like genuinely very happy with my life. The thing that I forget about how I work myself into these like crazy crunch periods and exhaust myself is like I genuinely, unfortunately, have a lot of fun doing it. And that's why part of why it keeps happening. You
and me got to get through our busy periods. And then as we've been saying, we got to have one beer and maybe go skating if there's still snow on the ground. Hell yeah.
But as I've been editing, it's been a lot of like motion graphic stuff, a lot of visuals, so like not stuff that I need sound for. And I've been listening to a ton of music, like way more than usual. So I have 3 artists that I would love to talk about, but I want you to pick only one. You will notice in our document that I have listed the all-time poster, the fallen diva, and the indie darling, and I want you to choose which one, and then you can highlight the black text on black background to get like a gotcha style reveal.
It's like I'm still playing Slay the Spire. I have to choose which 3 I want to add to my deck. I'm gonna go with Fallen Diva. Okay. Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, we're talking about Amy Winehouse. I grew up on a lot of Amy Winehouse's music. I mean, like her albums came out when I was like 4 and 6 or something. I hadn't really listened to her as an adult beyond like the singles. Like Valerie is in rotation in my household. Great song. But I've been revisiting her second album, Back to Black. And Sadie, it is like one of the best sounding albums I've ever heard. And it is just like so much better than you would kind of expect it to be. This woman, okay, she was, I want to say, I can do the math here. She was like 22 or 23. And these songs are like genuine classics in a way that you could see them being covered, becoming standards in the way that like jazz often does. It was produced entirely by Mark Ronson of Uptown Funk fame, And I didn't know
That's
that.
crazy. I did not know that.
Listening back to it, you understand why this guy is like incredibly successful, because it is just incredible sounding, like so well produced, so like expensive sounding in a way that like most of the music I listen to is not. And it's bringing back some memories because, fun fact, I came out to my parents
Oh my God.
after we had been sitting down to watch the Amy Winehouse documentary in 2016.
That's so funny. For a second, I thought you were going to say that you came out like somehow via Amy Winehouse. You were like, Mom, Dad, I'd like to put on this song and it'll tell you a little bit about how I've been feeling.
Oh my God. Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, my dad loves Amy Winehouse. So me and my
Wow,
parents
go
were like
off.
sitting down. I think just graduated high school, and we were watching this movie, and then we were just sitting around awkwardly, and I was just like, okay, fuck it. I've got to do this. I'd been putting it
Wow.
off. And spending some time with her work this week, I'm like, Amy Winehouse is kind of a peak gender. It is crazy how much I
Mm.
still connect, because I have been a fan, like genuinely, when she died, I was 11. I was so sad. I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
I was like, the signs were there. I was so obviously gay, but her whole sort of, I don't want to say brand because I think it was pretty authentic to who she was, but
Mm-hmm.
like her ethos,
Mm-hmm.
just of the sort of out of time, doomed, sort of tragic, but also very self-insistent and powerful young woman is just like so unique and so my shit. And like not something I relate to, but something I aspire to in a way.
If you think about it, Twin Peaks is kind of a show about a fallen diva.
Yeah, no, I'm not even like,
Yeah.
yes, completely, 100%. As
Uh-huh.
you know, I've been working on this like doomed girls pitch, right?
Yes.
For a video or maybe something else? Question mark. And Amy Winehouse and Laura Palmer, I could like easily speak about in the same breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Anyway, it's been great company.
Hell yeah.
I've just been staying in my house almost always, but it's not bad. It's been
Hell
okay.
yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, shall we talk about Twin Peaks?
We can try.
Okay, yeah, no kidding. I will go into the recap. I still keep being like, damn, the Log Lady intros.
I know.
We miss them.
I know. I hope we get a little bit more of her in the show, but I don't know how likely that is.
I think we will. I can tell you,
Oh,
I think
okay.
we will. Folks, these recaps are not getting any easier. So Coop was falling in space, right? He lands on a brutalist structure in the middle of a vast and purple ocean. He goes inside, where a lady with no eyes, who moves like your graphics card is dying, tells him to be really quiet because something really scary is banging on the door. They go upstairs, where they're now on the roof of a box floating in space. She turns off a big electrical contraption, but it blasts her off into the abyss. Then something crazy happens, which I have no idea how anyone could have seen coming. Coop sees Major Garland Briggs as a floating head in space? What? Anyway, he goes back inside, where a lady who looks a lot like Ronnette Pulaski tells him to go through a giant electrical outlet. He does,
Oh.
and it seems like his soul is supposed to go into Mr. C, who's the king of the highway, but instead it gets redirected into, drumroll, Dougie, a third copy of Dale / Mr. C, who then gets brought to the Black Lodge, and Mike tells us that Dougie was manufactured for this purpose. As Dougie, Dale is completely stunned and seems to remember nothing. Frankly, it's not clear if this is just like, wow, you spent 25 years in the Black Lodge and now being in the world is just like this, or if like something was lost in this redirection of him to Dougie. He almost gets assassinated, but escapes by dropping his keys. And despite several "will this get his memory back" fake-outs, he spends the rest of the episode wandering a place as twisted and labyrinthine as the Black Lodge itself, a casino. Meanwhile, Gordon Cole, Albert, and our new cuntiest FBI agent, Tammy Preston, learn something about Coop. And in Twin Peaks, Hawk, Andy, and Lucy debate whether the missing thing the log lady told them about is a chocolate bunny, and Jacoby spray paints his shovels gold. Lily, what do you think of this episode?
All fucking timer. All timer.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Easily my fave of the first three, but like it has themes in a way that like it has self-contained themes in a way that I was truly not expecting because people talk
Mm.
about season 3 as one long movie, but this one, as much as like it does not make sense only watching this one, it's like its world is very thematically coherent in a way that is like kind of different from the rest of Twin Peaks so far.
Say more on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just have several like theme notes. There is of course a lot of elaboration on the whole like electricity thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real sadness to Dale's storyline here. It's like, you know what I was saying at the start of our last recording? I hope it was season 2. It might have actually been our bonus episode about Clute. It is by Hannah Baer. Hannah Baer. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. And it is called Loving the World on Fire. Do you know of Hannah Baer?
No.
Okay, so like a few years back, she wrote a transgender experimental memoir kind of thing called Trans Girl Suicide Museum,
Mm-hmm.
which I have started but not finished yet. And basically, she is like a psychoanalyst, and
Oh.
yeah, so that provides like a very interesting perspective on the state of the world and being trans and all that. And basically she wrote this great article for a like leftist psychoanalytic magazine
Interesting.
that is basically applying the concept of container and contained to our current situation and what it's like in the world. She describes container and contained as basically mama and baby. Let me actually read a quick quote so this makes sense.
Hell yeah.
So basically, she's saying that like the role of a therapist is often to provide that sort of containment for a person, but that we also need that kind of containment on a bigger societal level. And so the thesis of the article is basically like a lot of the just like deep psychological unwellness that a lot of us feel right now is rooted in society is not mama, like it's actually really beautiful how she writes about it. Just that feeling that like, yeah, the adults are not in the room. The problem of a world without mama if you've ever been to a grocery store where you stand in the fluorescent lights flanked by reach-in refrigerators wondering which non-dairy milks have glyphosates in them, if you've tried to call a bureaucratic entity about refinancing your student loan debt, if you've wondered about whether to lie to your doctor in your annual physical about your sex life or drug use, if you've been in jail and tried to decide if you should eat the peanut butter sandwiches they bring you, and so on. Yeah, it's given me a lot to chew on, and it's just like a very gentle but serious way of talking about the problem of, being well and making each other well, which is something I think about. I was talking about Hannah Baer's essay about how like mama is not in the room,
Yeah.
right? Like there's no caring and sort of containing authority. That's really what Dale's story feels like. No one is watching over, no one is responsible for him, no one is showing up. It's just like that feels oddly new. Also, the Dougie thing is just completely fucking nuts, but we'll get into that. What do you think of the episode?
I also really, 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 really love this episode. This is the one when I was watching season 3 for the first time. This is the episode, the first episode that made me go like, holy shit, how did he get this on weekly television?
I know. Oh my God.
Like, he must have pulled every, favor and like playing up, oh my God, it's David Lynch. Oh my God, it's Twin Peaks to get Showtime to like air this. It was specifically the way it starts going crazy with like the frame rate and just like frames being intercut in a way that it's just like jumping around when he meets the woman with no eyes. It's like, what it kind of reminds me of is the like TikTok trend of like, someone's like getting ready to do a stunt and they wipe out and it keeps like throughout just cutting to like a half of a second of them wiping out at the end as they do all the setup a bunch.
Completely.
It's like doing that. That is like a kind of like literally experimental, as in like, what if you did that with a film? What if you just took the individual frames and just moved them around and like fucked with the
Mm-hmm.
frame rate when this one character's on screen in a way that like I've never seen anything do that. And especially on TV, it is like so outside of like anything that gets to air on Showtime.
It's unfucking real.
It's so cool. And like the whole that whole beginning sequence is like so we were already destabilized. Like it's like anyone who was watching, season 3 thinking like it's time for more Twin Peaks and like with an idea of aesthetically what that means, like based on the first 2 seasons, is like so lost at sea. Like it is such
Literally.
yeah, literally. It
The
is like such
ocean.
a haha. And it does so well, I think, to communicate like this being in this Black Lodge, whatever it is, space is like so like Lovecraftian, not really, but just like completely incomprehensible. It does that so well. And then I just love, but one of the few things I knew about this season before watching it was that at some point he's in a casino and he goes, hello, and gets a jackpot. And I thought it was going to be like triumphant, but the whole end is just like so heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
It makes me like so emotional. Like just he has been in this horrible, incomprehensible hellspace for 25 years. And then gets out and gets put in basically the same space, and like seeing him walk around the casino net, like interacting with it in the same way that we see him interact with the incomprehensible space at the beginning of the episode is like breathtaking.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I completely agree. Absolutely classic.
Do we want to jump in?
Yeah, let's just jump in. I have so much to say, and we've got stuff to do today. So
the beginning of this episode is like one long sequence. I split it into like 3 scenes, but I'll kind of just go through and do the recap for each of them, because as an act of mercy for Lily.
You're so kind.
So the episode opens kind of right where we left off. Dale Cooper is falling in space. He was stuck in the box last time, and then he got somehow chunked into space, and now he's falling. And then he lands. It is, like I said, a weird kind of like balcony on the outside of a structure in a big purple ocean. When we get into this, I'll talk about it, but one of my notes is we have to talk about transcendental meditation.
Oh, sure.
So actually, let's talk about that before we go inside and deal with everything inside. There's a thing called the unified field. I don't really know, to be honest, that much about transcendental meditation, except for what I have seen David Lynch say about it and seen people say about it in relation to David Lynch. But one of the ideas, and this is something that David Lynch certainly talks about a lot, is that what transcendental meditation does is that by meditating, you're like descending and transcending your conscious mind like down into like lower levels of consciousness. And the idea being at the bottom of it is what they call the unified field, which is often, especially by David Lynch, metaphorized as being an ocean of like pure consciousness. And that by doing transcendental meditation, you're tapping into this like pure consciousness. It is honestly, keep referencing Evangelion, a show that I haven't seen, but it's kind of like the big soup at the end of Evangelion of like, you're not getting your individual, like individuated, like separate consciousness. You're just getting the pure unified field of consciousness that all existence shares.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I have found a funny diagram about it that I will put in our general chat. And David Lynch has talked about this. There's like clips of him talking about like getting ideas and like you gotta, he wrote a book, I think, that's like, catching the big fish of why you should meditate to get ideas, where you should go deeper and deeper into this, pure consciousness and find your big fish ideas. Now, I don't think that this scene is explicitly he has entered transcendental meditation land, but I do think the fact that he is at this big giant purple sea in this weird space, you kind of got to mention that. I wanted to talk about the intro also. It's specifically that in the intro, it's really interesting that we see Laura's face like fade into the background as the intro theme plays. it's just really interesting of like
Yeah.
establishing her immediately and like the hauntedness of her. And I was also thinking the way she like disappeared last episode, it's kind of
Yeah.
setting up like a retelling of her death in the original series, you know?
Oh,
Like
that's
we're introduced to
interesting.
the idea of Laura Palmer and then she's taken away. And that is kind of like setting up the mystery in a way that's like a reframing of her death in the original run, which I want to say now because that's an idea I will come back to later in this episode. Anyway, that's what I
Okay.
wanted to say about the
Interesting.
intro. That's what I wanted to say about the big ocean.
Intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he goes inside, and then things get even weirder. He walks through, it's like he's out on a balcony kind of thing. He walks in through a like door window. He like steps down a big ledge in an awkward way. And inside, there is a woman with no eyes sitting in front of a fireplace. And she moves crazy. Whenever she's on screen, it's like the camera doesn't, she's breaking the camera. Like it starts
Mm.
like I described it as being like those TikTok trends. It's like the frame rate slows down and speeds up and
And it
like
reverses, it goes back and
yeah,
forth
yeah.
and
And
repeats things.
well, and it'll do something like there'll be a shot 10 seconds from now that's like a wide shot of the whole room, and there'll be like 3 frames of that that are inserted 10 seconds earlier in a way that's just like
It's insane.
it's crazy.
It's
It's
completely
crazy.
fucking nuts. It's like my initial read was that the room, like, what I wrote is has a bad connection. You know, I don't know to what necessarily, but it feels like watching movies in my bedroom as a teenager on bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah. No, really. Or like I think it made me think about it. It feels like you're playing a game and your graphics card is dying and it's just freaking the fuck out, you know?
I knew going in that this was going to be like very aesthetically modern, but literally I have not seen anyone else do this very digital thing before. Actually, okay, one exception, The Beast. That really cool moment in The Beast.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
takes
yeah.
it twice as far. I think my theory right now is the eyeless woman, like she has slipped out of time somehow, or the
Mhm.
flow of time is like not something that is like compatible with her
Mhm.
in the same way as Laura in Fire Walk with Me. You remember that scene where she's just like sitting at her desk and the whole day passes?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how it feels to me.
I also want to say a bit about the actress of this character, who we currently do not know the name of. She's played by Nei Yuki, who has appeared in another David Lynch movie that we haven't covered on the show yet, but Inland Empire. She is at the end of Inland Empire. She is one of the homeless people who like tells a story about her friend who has a monkey and a prosthetic leg, and then that friend shows up in the closing credits. Spoilers. So she was a like idol singer in the 80s and 90s.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And in the 2000s, she moved to the States and tried to go in Hollywood, which is not an uncommon career path. But I do want to shout out that that is like, I think, the baseline, I guess, for the plot of Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon. Have you seen that one, Lily?
I have, but wait, sorry, how is that the baseline for Perfect Blue?
Oh, well, because that's about an idol singer who's trying to break into acting.
Oh,
And then a
that's
bunch of
true.
other shit
Yeah,
happens.
it's been a while. And then a bunch of other. I'm mostly remembering the other shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not sure that that's like explicitly why she was cast or that, but it's interesting because that's a
I would
movie
be
that I think is
surprised.
very movie that is like David Lynch, I would say. I think Satoshi Kon and David Lynch, I think, get mentioned a lot together for a good reason. I think they have their works have a lot in common. So yeah, we meet her. She's like out of time in this way. And then there's like a bang, bang, bang. After Coop, I think, says like, what is this? Where are we? And there's this horrible like bang, bang, bang. And it's giving us a shot of like another door, but it is like weird and blown out. Like it has some of the like kind of digital like artifacting that some of the stuff in Inland Empire does. And
Yeah.
this woman who doesn't speak, she just kind of communicates in like is like, no, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Or else the thing that's banging is going to come get us.
It cannot all be said aloud now, Diva.
It cannot all be said aloud now, Diva. Oh my God. That's so true.
She's allowed to do her sounds, her equivalent of talking, sort of, but Dale is not, which is interesting.
Yeah. And it is also giving it's in our house now, you know?
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
I had
love
actually
that.
read that door. It's funny, like I didn't even question this as a window, but like there isn't a window.
And to be honest, it's not clear what it is.
You just kind of see like it could be like a reflection or
Yeah.
little orbs of light in the corner and kind of moving. Really, really weird. And again, like it's like you always say, make it cunty. I did not question it. I was like, oh yeah, that's the mom at the door.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I forgot to say earlier, when Dale is falling, we get a like intershot as he enters the big purple space of this like billowing smoke that he seems to maybe emerge from. And I'm just noting that because that is a type of shot that we might see again in the future.
Okay. Before we move on, can we talk about the purple?
Yeah, please.
We have Red Room, White Lodge, Black Lodge. There has not been much that is purple in this TV show.
Yeah.
It's really pointed. Like it, I also don't really have words for the physical space. It's a bit like a den in an old home. It's a bit like a movie theater, like a rundown movie theater. The ceiling is vaulted like an old train station. It's like that. And then, yeah, as well, the exterior space, like it's just like a tall sort of segmented wall of a balcony that Dale has to like peer over. I don't have language, like either film language that like this show has given me or just like literally words talk about it. But I want to fixate on the purple thing. Like colors have meanings and are deployed very carefully in Twin Peaks. I think of the really potent blue light that shone both on Laura and Julie Cruz and basically no one else. And yeah, like of course the red curtains. What does purple fucking mean? Like, what does purple mean?
God. Honestly, in some ways it's like, I wonder if it is just to introduce a whole new kind of color vocabulary. I wonder if it's like purple's what you get when you mix red and blue. Like, I think a lot of Twin Peaks is about the contrast of the blue light on the red curtain. Is this place like, is it telling us that it is like somehow in between maybe the Black and White Lodge? Like, is it a in both worlds kind of thing?
Well, also like describing the unified field, purple could conceivably just be the average of all colors. And that's not literally true, but like something like that. The only time where I've really noticed purple deployed is in the Palmer family household. The natural light, I often like would comment, had this weird purple cast to it that nothing else had. I don't know if that is meant to be connected in any way, but it felt like, oh, you know what else had this? That one isolated shot that I always forget about of Garland Briggs surrounded by plants. He also had this like purple sort of sheen to him. I don't know. Like, I wonder if this is connected. I always assumed that shot was in the White Lodge. I don't think this is the White Lodge, or at least I hope it's not.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
A lot going on. And also, I just want to say, the scene is scary. Like, the bang, bang, bang is really loud and aggressive and, like, genuinely scary. I was watching this in the dark just because I find The Return is, like, a pretty dark thing of television. It's easy for my TV to have glare. So I was like, I'm just turning the lights off.
Totally.
And it was scary. Like, the way, and the movement being all fucked up, it's, like, genuinely really scary.
Yes.
So, okay, another big thing, before they go upstairs, he starts to approach, he sees a, like, giant light plug or like electrical outlet in the wall is what it's like. I say that it's big as fuck, but that's what it looks like in a kind of weird approximate way that has the number 15 on it.
I thought it was 14. It doesn't really matter.
I might say 14 when he comes back. I'll double check. But
it says 3 when he comes back.
Fucking so many things are happening.
Definitely. Yes, I know. I just have it down as the contraption.
Yeah. Well, then there's the contraption upstairs too. Anyway, he approaches this thing, which I'm going to call a light plug. And the woman goes and stops him, and she's miming like your throat getting cut. As if she's like, if you go towards that, it'll kill you.
And it plays a very like abstract, like sort of throat slitting or knife noise too.
Yeah.
So cool.
Which is contradictory to after, which is how it's how he uses it to get out. I don't really know what that means. Like, is it that's how he's a way for him to get out, but like, does she know about, I don't know, him being redirected to Dougie? It's not clear, but it is like when he comes back, there's another woman who is like, yeah, go use it. And this woman is like, no, don't. And I don't know what to make of that.
It reminds me a bit of The Ring. You know, The Ring specifically, how it's talked about in Fire Walk with Me.
I agree. Yeah, that is a very good point.
Very ambiguous.
Speaking of ambiguous things that we don't really know what to make of, he then goes up to the roof.
With the woman.
With the woman, yeah. And now they're floating in space. Now, there are two big things here that we should talk about. We'll talk about the first one first. There's like a big contraption on the roof that looks kind of like a diving bell that has a big lever on it. And she goes and pulls the lever in a way that is really, honestly, you know what it reminds me of is the slot machines at the end of the episode.
Oh, shit. You are so right. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So she pulls it and it seems like this big thing like powers down somehow. But in doing so, it blasts her and she flies off and is like sent into the abyss. And Dale just sits and watches her fall.
Yeah, for a moment it looks like she's being like electrocuted. She's still holding on to the thing.
Yeah.
And Dale just watches, which is what he always fucking does.
Yeah.
He just witnesses. Yeah, what do you think the bell thing? I'm calling it bell. It reminds me, like, my thought was of the Liberty Bell.
Oh, it does feel like the Liberty Bell, which features in Fire Walk with Me. Yeah, it is kind of like has a clonk on it too.
Wait,
like
the Liberty Bell is in Fire Walk with Me?
I think we see it for a second to show that they're in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia scene.
Yeah, famous Philadelphia hater, David Lynch. So when he pulls the slot thing, right, it seems to disable the glitchy effect. Like the show just, it loses that weird sort of bloom effect and things stop skipping. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, I guess I do actually. Never mind.
Please.
But we'll get to it in the next scene.
Sure. Okay. I want to say, one, I love the effects up here. Like everything is really blown out and has such a like artificial effect. Or as I typed it in my notes, as you highlighted and said, so true, because once again, I was typing while not looking at what I was typing, because I was watching the show and didn't realize I was one character off. To know what the effects are by which I mean the way the effects are artificial. Like it is giving like, I don't know, specifically like the blown out light on them like looks like something very low budget, but like in such an intentional way. It's, I don't know, it's so cool. The other big thing I want to say, and this is why earlier I was like, oh, it's kind of like Laura flying off in the Black Lodge last episode was like a retelling of her death in the original run.
Right.
To see a woman, and we know that the actress is Japanese, but like a Asian woman in a red dress who Dale watches die, gets, you know, blasted off. It feels like a gesture or retelling, like haunting of Josie, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I do remember that like when she dies in that episode, the cops just stand there. They don't call an ambulance or anything. They just kind of like freak out and have their own little experience of it and don't do anything to save her.
It's like through Laura and through, if this is like to kind of like an echo of Josie, it feels like there is something going on with like kind of the it is happening again, but like through this layer of like supernatural abstraction. And then he's just kind of like, damn, that was crazy. And then, my friends, we're at the end of our path. We've traveled long with forbidden knowledge, and now we are free.
This is crazy.
Just as foretold, the end of the path to Floating Head is here. Because he looks out, and what does he see float by but Garland Briggs's head, who says,
"Oh my God,
Blue Rose," and floats away on his merry way.
I'm pissed off, by the way. I am pissed the fuck off because, first of all, even if I did a really good job, I could not have predicted this appearance.
And Lily, I think I said that to you when you first saw the floating head. I was like, Lily, you could try for 100 years and you would never be able to describe the way in which Floating Head in space comes about.
Crazy. Let's talk about Blue Rose. That's part of why I'm pissed off, because like my read was that Blue Rose like the blue rose type of case as was used to describe, what was it, Teresa Banks's
Yeah.
murder?
Yeah.
I thought it just meant like a supernatural case.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no disrespect to Major Briggs, but we already knew that. Like, yeah, I'm in space with a lady with no eyes, and she pulled a lever and she fucking fell. She's falling forever now. I think I knew that this is not like, I'm not like at my house, you know?
It's not clear to me because it's like there's a version of this that is like, oh, is this what you were saying last week of like he's out here in space saying things, and then somehow back on Earth in 1992 they're going to receive the message Blue Rose and be like, what the fuck? Or if it's for Cooper.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Was it like the last thing he was thinking? Was he investigating a Blue Rose case when he presumably, per your prediction last episode, got decapitated and his head ended up out here? No idea. No idea. It's crazy.
Man. Oh, this show is like several worlds, you know?
Yeah, between two worlds, that magician calls out. You know?
That magician. We love him. You know him, you love him.
Lily, I want to know, did you see this coming once they were out in space? Or did it catch you fully by surprise?
No, I figured we would be spending a lot of time in space. I did not see it coming remotely.
What did it feel like to have all this build up and then it just happens?
I think it felt like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It was a privilege doing this segment, but I did not realize how useless it would be.
Yeah.
Although, you know, maybe we're going to learn more. I have not discounted the possibility that he will reappear as a floating head in space, because this is not how I remember it looking. So we'll see.
Here's the thing. If this is the only appearance, that makes it so much funnier. I won't say which one it is, though. I love looking at your notes. You're just, is that fucking loafing Jed? You're losing your shit.
Hammering that out. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, do we want to head back inside?
Yeah, so he goes back down, and now the room is different. Before it was like dark, and now it's like lit up more. I said that it's like she turns off the contraption, but it's unclear. Maybe she's turning it on. But either way, now it's different. It's lit up more in here. And the ceiling especially is like big, bright. And I love, again, how good and scary that is at like, this is a place that was working one way. And now, like, it's the same thing as when they're in like the red rooms and they go into one and then come, like, leave it and come back into it. And it's different now. And it's like so scary every time.
Totally.
Here are some things that are also different now. One, there's a different woman here, played by a different actress, and it is played by the actress of Ronnette Pulaski.
I did not clock this. That is so interesting.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her really in... I sort of thought she just like went on her merry way after the events of Twin Peaks. At least I hoped so.
Well, it's unclear if it means that like somehow this is Ronnette or her ghost or something, but like a version of her, we don't know. But it's also just like she's credited as American Girl, and that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Phoebe Augustine is the same actress. And like we know from last episode that he's willing to bring back the Renault, like Jacques Renault actor as another Renault. So it could be that's what's happening. But it really isn't clear. So that's different. There's also now a desk on which is a blue rose. And yeah, it's true. The electrical outlet before said 15 and now it says 3. Just the fact that it keeps telling us numbers, I don't know what to make of that. Actually, let's do a number check.
Let's do a number check.
Because I'm going to look at some of the important numbers that have been told to us, because one of them is definitely about to come back. The guy who looked a lot like the giant said 430. That's not any of these numbers. But the arm, last episode, told Cooper 253 time and time again.
Oh, yeah.
Cooper goes back in, and this American Girl looks at her watch, and it becomes exactly 2:53. And at that time, the light plug thing on the wall starts humming, as if now it's ready for him to go through. Maybe it would have killed him before if he tried to go through before it became 2:53. I don't know.
Interesting.
That does make one think of 253 time and time again, whatever that means. He goes back in, and he gets like sucked into a crazy effect. Like his head is being warped and sucked into this light plug after it like zaps him once or twice. This American woman is like, you better go in. My mother's coming. And when you get there, you will already be there. Anyway, meanwhile, Mr. C driving on the highway, king of the highway. And we get these
King of the highway,
crazy zoom in, shaky shots of his like cigarette lighter in a way that's like, oh my God, is Dale gonna, through the power of electricity, come out of this cigarette lighter and like possess Mr. C? And Mr. C can tell that something's going crazy. He's like gonna puke, and he's covering his mouth to try as hard as he can to not puke while still driving, because he's crazy. He's the king of the highway. And he ends up actually, well, I guess we'll talk about how that happens later on, but for now, he's watching that cigarette lighter and going, oh no, I better not puke. And he sees the red drapes appear in front of his car. Oh, because he does crash it and flip it, which is crazy, something the show has never done before. It's hard as fuck to recap these scenes. That's everything that happened in this bit. Lily, what do you have to say?
Okay. Oh my God. Great job, Sadie. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm going to take recapping off your hands for a bit after.
Yeah.
First of all, the cigarette lighter / electrical outlet type contraption in the mysterious, I'm going to call it the purple room for now.
Yeah, I like purple room.
Thank you. It is making an electrical sound that is the same sound as the Lynch Frost Productions.
Oh my God, yeah.
Thing. Like literally the exact same one. Second of all, expanding on my thing about the weird bell contraption outside, I think what that did is like fix the space back in linear time. And I think doing that is probably what allows Dale to escape.
It's what lets it become 253. I like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because like it's really emphatically when we come downstairs, the woman is wearing a watch and it works normally.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure that this is the correct read, but I really do like it. When we cut to Mr. C, there's a bit of an emphasis on the clock on his dash as well. And I got the sense that he was sleep deprived. That was my first thought. Like that he had been driving for a long time, maybe since the last episode concluded, which was in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I thought that he was losing control of the car because like out of exhaustion, out of sleepiness. What we are straightforwardly being told is that what is allowing Dale to pass between the worlds is the time thing and electricity. First of all, the time thing, I assume that has to do with the positions of the stars or planets or something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I also can't help but notice, though, that both Mr. C and Dougie are vulnerable to Dale in moments of tiredness or calm or relaxation. If I'm right that he's like been driving too long and he's falling asleep, he is also sort of falling out of time in a way that puts him in danger. And I thought of how Laura was abused while she was asleep, you know? Like Leland / Bob like entered her room in the night. That feels I don't know, that's a parallel that I noticed.
I think it's so cool how I feel like doing this podcast, I'm really seeing on both of us but like David Lynch muscles in real time. I've told people that if they want to start with David Lynch, they should start with Twin Peaks because they'll get the on-ramp of season 1.
Yeah,
and then they'll like,
totally.
Like, I think you kind of learn how to watch David Lynch to be able to, on the one hand, parse things out, and on the other hand, accept when something is just like, I don't know. And I feel like, I remember at the beginning of the show, you'd be like, oh man, I don't know I have no idea what to make of this. And like, I'm kind of stressed out about it. You know, I think watching Twin Peaks really trains you. You know, you've been doing the reps.
Sure.
Lily's analyzing this shit.
My God.
It's good as fuck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think what has really helped is thinking more in motifs than anything else.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm just noticing that there is electricity in time and sleep. And I'm like, hey, one of those is happening. That's probably significant.
What do you think 253 time and time again means? If this is the 253, what does time and time again mean there?
You could take it as time and time again, as in we are skipping back and forth in time because this is a freaky place that does not behave temporally in a normal way. My initial read was that it had to do with, cycles of violence. I would not be surprised if similar things over the course of history had just happened so many times in this universe. Yeah. We know that there are so many women who have suffered.
Yeah.
But it also gels pretty well with your notion of the retelling, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of an "it is happening again" kind of sentence, you know?
Absolutely it is, yeah.
I just want to shout out, I love when Coop first walks up to it and gets shocked. He has a real face of like, oh, wowza, I got shocked. And again, the Lincoln product placement is crazy here because it's while he's driving irresponsibly and puking, we get these shots to him looking at the clock, which is like a little watch face with the Lincoln brand on it, which is such a crazy way to like, critically integrate your Lincoln product placement into this. I also love Mr. C as he's getting really sweaty and trying not to puke. He looks kind of goopy. He looks like Odo in DS9 when he gets all goopy and looks kind of like Peanut Butter Baby. That's one for the DS9 heads out there. And the way he's swerving around does remind one of Drive with a Dead Girl.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And okay, there's honestly a lot of notes on this. I love like when Coop goes through and he leaves his shoes behind is such a great little joke, like a gag.
Yes. Oh my God, that was so funny.
And a great thing to put in to like relieve the tension of this crazy sequence, and also kind of Wizard of Oz.
Oh, love that. Love that.
So 2 other things I think here that really jump out to me. One is the big fucking slow motion car crash flip is also, I think, the kind of thing that we would never have seen in original run Twin Peaks.
No way. It's so flashy. It's so like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. It really feels like again, commentary on like it is doing TV in 2017, not TV in the 90s. And like if you're doing that, you're putting in your big flashy car flip, and even with like the dash cam and everything, it's really crazy.
Yeah, man. So cool.
The other thing I want to say is the thing that the American Girl, actually 2 things there. One, the fact that it's like it feels like there's something again going on, and it's very oblique, but like having this woman, we didn't even talk about really that she has no eyes and can't speak. I don't really know what to make of that. But like clearly Asian actress woman who is like silenced and is not able to see, and then is like killed and replaced with a character who is literally called American Girl.
Shit, yeah.
Like it feels like it's so much, right? Like it feels like there's is that the show thinking about how it handled Josie? Like is it gesturing just at whitewashing settler colonialism, like the replacing of racialized people with a white woman?
Right.
And it's also, but that's complicated because it's Ronnette Pulaski. I don't like, it's not clean. There's no like easy takeaway, but it feels, the way it's evoking all that feels very potent. And the fact that she's literally called American Girl, I don't know, it's doing something,
No, it's pointed. You're totally right. I also want to point out before we move on that this American Girl who has the blue rose in the room with her, she's wearing a red dress that is not unlike Lil's, the one who like first presents the blue rose in Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, or I think she's wearing a red sweater, but yeah.
Oh, sure.
But still, it is similar, I agree.
Another of 80 things to chew on.
And then one last one. Her thing about the bang, bang, bang. She says, "You better hurry, my mother's coming." Now, when I was watching the first scene before, I was like, wow, it's kind of like you have to hide from dad when you have someone over, but it's a mother. And if that connects to the like, it is in her house now, it cannot all be said aloud.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have like capital T thoughts on that, but I just want to note that it's a mother, which is different from all of the like being haunted by your father of Twin Peaks up until now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know what to make of that, but moving on. He gets sucked through the thing. Lily, tell me where he comes out.
He comes out, oh, it's so freaky. That is at the end of this next scene, right? We get the...
Yeah, we spent an hour on the first scene, but it needed it.
No, it definitely fucking needed it. Okay.
I think that's a really interesting fact of this coming out on Showtime and on streaming. The whole original run, with very few exceptions, all the scenes were about the same length and were like fit to have, like you have X amount of scenes and then there's a commercial break, and all the episodes were about the same length. Our episode lengths now that we're on Showtime and on streaming, episode lengths are way different. The way an episode's structured is way different. It's not beholden to that type of structure again at all.
That is really cool. Yeah. Okay. Next up, hard cut 2. It's Kyle MacLachlan again, and he is in bed.
Yeah.
He has some stupid wig on, and it is. We also were introduced to the first Black person in the return, and she is completely naked.
Yeah.
Her name is Jade, and she is, I guess, a sex worker who Dougie
Yeah.
has hired.
Yeah. Dougie.
Who the fuck is this?
Oh, you don't know Dougie?
What the fuck? No.
This is Dougie. He was manufactured
Oh.
for a purpose, you see.
What the fuck? Okay, he's the Thripple Ganger.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean there's 3 of them? I guess we did actually just get introduced to a third realm that is neither Black Lodge or normal. What the fuck? Anyway, they've just finished, I guess, having sex. This woman, Jade, goes to take a shower. We see that Dougie and his fuck-ass wig have a ring on their finger.
The ring, yeah.
yeah. The famous gold green ring with that ambiguous symbol. Dougie mentions that his arm fell asleep, which is really interesting.
Makes one think of Teresa Banks, of course. The arm went numb.
Mm-hmm. I also definitely thought of Mike, took the arm clean off.
Yeah.
And also, actually, in the episode The Path to the Black Lodge, which I just finished listening to for editing notes, there's that thing where everyone gets like a tremor in their one arm.
Yeah.
In a really striking and cool way.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dougie gets out of bed. He just immediately seems unwell. He seems to have like some sort of stomach cramp. He falls over and crawls on all fours to the bathroom where Jade is and like tries to rattle the doorknob. I feel, you worry for the guy and whatever, but he is very much crawling toward a young woman in a very Bob way. He just continues crawling through the house. Like Dale in the purple room, he's not saying anything. He's covering his mouth. This is just crazy.
Yeah, it is.
He eventually like keeps crawling because he can't get into the bathroom for help and he can't call out for help. He ends up at an electrical, like on the floor near an electrical socket. He throws up a mix of, well, it says Garmonbozia here in the recap. It seems like just bloody something or other.
Yeah.
Then he gets sucked through the electrical socket. Is that right?
He just kind of gets blasted. Like he just kind of flies up and out of the screen. Kind of like Laura, honestly.
Shit, totally. Yeah. We descend from pure air, etc.
Yeah.
I've got too many motifs in my head now.
That's fucking Twin Peaks: The Return, honestly.
Anyway, then Dale gets schlooped out of the electrical socket, I think.
Yeah, I think that's technically in a scene or two. For now, we just see him get blasted.
Okay, sure. Oh, yeah.
So, one, I do think, again, Jade features throughout the rest of this episode, who is the sex worker that he's with. But, like, I think it is very pointed that, like you say, the first Black character we see is a woman completely naked. And he's not. Dougie is fully clothed, despite the fact that presumably they just had sex. And she's like, Dougie, what's wrong with your arm? He's like, I don't know. It's kind of like it fell asleep. And she's like, I'm kind of tingly too. And I think this is like where the show doing like, this is what TV is like now. We're going to like ape this. It feels at this juncture, honestly, not dissimilarly to when it did this in the original run. This feels more just exploitative. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think I agree.
I think the fact that the show, whenever it does this around, honestly, women of color is when it seems to really drop the ball. I think it's like very, I don't love it.
No, there are interesting things about Jade's character, but they do not have to do with this.
First of all, I'm just like, man, what the fuck does this mean about the ring is and what it does?
Right, because it's clearly not protected him from anything.
Yeah. It really makes me think of like the Formica ant of it all. I see a lot of people online hew so much to the Formica table. It's an electrical insulator, but like the fact that that's also the name of an ant that eats wood, and that the trees and like the trees are the spirits and trees have your soul in them, and like that it's eating at your soul feels so much more like there's something there,
Yeah.
But it's still, the ring is very ambivalent, as in a lot of everything. It's unclear. And it feels like what's happening here is like whoever pukes first loses and gets possessed by Dale is the vibe that I'm getting. And it feels like Mr. C knows that at 2:53
Mm.
is when this is going to happen. That's why he's looking at the clock. I also like
Oh,
your read that he's
sure.
been driving all night. Like he needs to put great
Can't
distance
get to
between
you.
him and something, or like that,
Ba-na-na-na.
yes. But it's like he knows, because he did say, like, I'm supposed to go back to the Black Lodge tomorrow. So maybe he knows that at 2:53 is when this is supposed to happen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Again, the wiki calls what they puke out Garmonbosia. It is like yellow, like the creamed corn, but I honestly, when looking at it, it does have some corn on it. But I don't want us to take that too authoritatively. It is just yucky, yellow,
Yeah.
fucking bloody and black bile puke.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so gross.
But it's like the puke is like getting their soul out so that Dale's can go in, and that feels like why Mr. C is like covering his mouth as much as he can to like not puke, to be like, I just have to not puke, and then when Dougie, who I manufactured, pukes, Dale will go into him and not me.
Oh, you think Mr. C manufactured Dougie?
I think that is true from what we've seen so far.
That did seem pretty likely to me.
Last episode, when Mr. C was like, I'm supposed to go back to the Black Lodge, I have a plan for that. It also seems like he had several plans, because like at first, and this, when he's driving here, this is the same highway that we saw last episode when Dale looked out of the red room and saw that. So it's like he has like several layered plans, it seems, whereas like Dale was going to leave through there, and then he had the armed doppelganger get him with the Dark Souls level design prank, and then he falls into the box. And maybe he was supposed to be stuck in that box in New York, but then he escaped from the box somehow and ended up in the purple room, and the purple room is another way for him to get through. But his plan for that is he's like, okay, he's going to try to get through and come into me, and I'm going to have to puke out my Garmonbosia soul. But I manufactured a copy so that instead of him coming into me, as long as I don't puke first, he'll go into the copy. It's the best that I could put together from this point.
It's so convoluted. It's insane.
Yeah. And it's really yucky. It's really, really yucky.
It's yucky indeed. I would love to talk really quick about like our impression of Dougie, because we really get very little time with Dougie before he is zooped away.
I was actually going to suggest, I think I will update my template document so it has into this, because last time we were writing Mr. C facts. I want to also introduce that we track Dougie facts.
Yeah, wonderful.
Of what are things that we knew about Dougie. Dougie facts. His arm was numb. Hires Jade as sex worker regularly, ? She sort of seems to interact with him as like a regular customer, regular client. That's was manufactured for a purpose. That's all I got right now.
Okay. He doesn't seem to know that he was manufactured. No. But we'll get to that, I guess, in a moment.
I agree.
So Dougie, it's so funny. Like, just on his like clean white shirt and goofy hair, I was like immediately, and his sort of demeanor, I was sort of immediately endeared to him, even though fucking like, who knows, man? First of all, he's like, the guys who hire sex workers in Twin Peaks are not notably good guys. Second of all, I know so little, and the show is kind of doing things to link him to Bob with the crawling on the ground. I kind of wonder, because of that, get a bit of a touch of Leland here, as far as like a clean cut, sort of put together corporate kind of guy who is not necessarily good by virtue of that.
I agree with that. And honestly, I think a question I have is, and this is why I'm making our Dougie facts, is like, what is Dougie? If he was made by Mr. C, did Mr. C like expunge aspects of himself that he didn't want? Like, Dougie seems kind of clueless and doofy. If Mr. C is like the evil in Dale, which hasn't, I'm saying that's not said explicitly, but if that's true, is Dougie like the things about Dale that Mr. C didn't want in himself? Like the way, like the parts of Dale that are like, ooh, coffee or whatever, like that he perceives as weak, that he gets out of him. Is Dougie taken from just Mr. C? Is there some of Dale in him? At this point, very unclear, but I want to like open that as questions for us to think about moving forwards.
Yeah, because like, from what I know right now, it does sort of feel like Dougie's narrative, like the kind of guy Dougie is, seems pretty similar to the kind of guy that Dale was before all this.
Yeah.
So his utility, or like how the trifecta of those three, how they sort of complete or contrast to each other, I'm definitely wanting to track. That's interesting.
Yeah. So Dougie pukes and then he gets blasted. What happens next?
So after they blast my boy, he finds himself in the red room and Mike is here. He tells Dougie, you were manufactured for a purpose and your purpose has now been fulfilled. Dougie does not know where he is, which really caught me off guard. I thought he was going to be some sort of Mr. C kind of guy.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Uh-huh.
As their conversation goes on, Dougie's hand starts, I guess, shrinking. Like it's a really uncanny effect where I can't actually
he's deflated.
pinpoint exactly what is happening. Yeah, deflated. That makes sense. It looks like he is at once getting younger and older. It's so weird. And then he kind of poofs. Right? Oh yeah, the ring falls off of his finger and then he poofs, his head turns into this like black smoke thing, and then out of where his head was emerges something that looks, what the fuck is this, Sadie?
I forgot that this is also what happens to him here. This episode is crazy. There's so many things.
We're a third of the way through the scenes. Like out of where his head was emerges what looks to me like the arm's mouth or head. It's like a very organic but kind of mangled roundish ball. And then he poofs it even further and he's gone. And left on the chair after he disappears is a little gold ball, like marble sized, if that, and the ring. Oh, you wanted to talk about the weird electricity thing that happens here.
Which bit?
So as Dougie is disappearing, the room sort of flashes electrically and Mike like averts his gaze.
Yeah. It's like Mike covers his eyes as if like this process is like dangerous to see. It's like Dougie's head pops and becomes a little gold orb, and then that orb becomes a thing that does look like the head of the arm, like a weird gooey egg head shaped thing, and then that thing starts like puking out another little ball like out of where a mouth would be if this is a head, as if it's like puking something out, and then it seems like what's puked out becomes the little golden marble. And while that's happening, the lights are going crazy and Mike's like, I can't see. He covers his eyes with his arm, like as if it's dangerous to see, it's blasphemous, not clear, but kind of
blasphemous.
Crazy.
Oh, I love that read. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get the little gold ball thing. Mike picks up the ball and the ring, and then we cut to the base of this like gold and black marble pedestal,
which we recognize from Fire Walk with Me.
Yes, it is what the ring was on. Is that right? Okay, yeah. So my read is that this guy's like soul or essence is in the black, or is in the gold marble. And then cutting from that to another distinctly gold thing, it's just like, oh man, is this like millions of souls worth of gold?
Oh, I really like that. You
know?
Yeah.
We know that souls can be transmuted into furniture thanks to how they did my girl Josie dirty.
Yes.
There have been over the course of the show a couple little suggestions of, consider how much suffering there is in the world. It's so much bigger than what we're showing you. This feels like a really economical way to sort of do that. Really anyway, he puts the thing back on the pedestal and that's the scene.
Yeah, he puts the ring specifically. Yeah, it's like it's back in its place. My other notes on this, when it starts, we get the classic Badalamenti riff, the like, which comes up a lot later in the episode. And again, the way the show is being so restrained with when it uses original run music, that there's just a little riff here that feels like a riff that we would get in the original show. Like, I say riff, it's a chord. Feels very pointed. I also love when he starts deflating, Dougie just says, that's weird.
Oh, that's funny. Like he wasn't expecting this to happen.
Yeah. I've added to our Dougie facts, doesn't know what's up with the lodge, and got turned into a little gold marble.
It's interesting to consider if he was created for a purpose. Like that would have been at some point, surely in the last 25 years. As long as Mr. C has been like out in America. But like this guy is the same age as Kyle MacLachlan's other characters. Was he born like this, like fully formed? I don't, but he seems to think he's just a regular ass like business guy. I don't think we'll actually find this out, but it's interesting to consider like was he just given like a whole life's worth of memories? I don't know. Cuz he can't be 25.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, and then I think the choice of manufactured, I think, really implies a lot of that, at least.
Yeah, I guess it does. One last thing I have to say about this scene is Dougie doesn't have any shoes on.
Yes, exactly.
He's out in his
Yeah,
socks.
like Coop when he left his
Yeah,
shoes
like Coop.
behind.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Coop, he emerges from that light socket like the smoke monster in Lost, and it's not like he goes into Dougie's body, because Dougie's body was already blasted away, but he just kind of emerges and ends up lying on the carpet there. That's crazy. Also, it's really cute as he emerges. His one sock is busted. His like little like toe is poking through. His big toe's poking through. It is so cute. And Jade comes out, and I think this is where her delivery is. I think I'm pro Jade as a character in the rest of this episode. I don't know if that intro did it for me, but she's just like, Dougie, oh my god, what the hell? Where'd you get that suit and haircut?
She's like laughing.
Yeah, she's like, Dougie, you're crazy. Have you been wearing a rug all this time?
Yeah.
You know what I think about? It was that same reel that I mentioned last time with like sometimes Twin Peaks The Return is a character you've met before arguing with a character you haven't met before about sweaters. Is like all the actors are either like all-time greats or Craigslist extras.
Oh my god. Wait, so who's who here?
I mean, much love to Jade. She's giving Craigslist extra in her delivery, but like it's very on purpose. I don't think she's doing a bad job. I think a lot of the side characters are being directed to act in a like really stilted way, that as if they're on a like CW or CSI or whatever show, you know?
Yeah, completely. The way that she sort of presents also, like the way that she's dressed. My initial feeling was like, oh, come on, man, what is this? Because like there have been a lot of white sex workers in the show and they always just dress like you would expect a woman their age to dress. But then Jade is like dressed in these like really flashy pink boots and a very short short dress.
I agree.
And this initially really irked me. Like it does feel like it is doing more to sexualize her than it has the other sex workers. But complicating that slightly is my feelings about the 119 scene that we'll get to in a little bit.
No, I agree. And actually, okay, I said I was pro Jade in the rest of the episode. I don't love. So basically, Dale as Dougie here is just like basically completely like he'll walk around. He seems to just be looking straight forward. He's not saying shit. He doesn't know anything. He will just kind of repeat what the last thing that the person said and follow Jade around, but he is like completely blank. And I don't love when she's like, you're not going to be able to drive. She says, you mean Jade's going to have to give you 2 rides? Is like, I don't know about that. Again, that's one that's like, it's clearly written to be this kind of like corny TV show dialogue, but I think here it does not land in a way that I love, you know?
Sadie, I have to be honest. I thought she also drove him here. I thought that's what the complaint was. I drove you here. Now I have to drive you back. But like we see his car.
No, yeah. I do really to the notes. I love that he had like seeing him with the Great Northern like room key and badge thing from 1992 is crazy. And also, Kyle MacLachlan really has a chin. There was a previous, like this was like episode 4 of the show or something. There was a shot of him that really showed his chin in profile. But look at this. He's got such a chin.
Oh, wow. It's bulbous.
I know, right?
It's bulbous.
I feel like they don't shoot him in profile a lot, but he really has a chin. Anyway, we'll continue with Dougie's adventures. Do we want to, at this juncture, take a little break and do Tales from the Log?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Tales from the Log. Esteemed TSTV listeners, if you've been with our podcast for a while, you have no doubt heard us talk many times about our Patreon, which you can sign up for at tstv.show. But we gotta keep talking about it because we keep putting new cool stuff on there. We have our monthly bonus series, TSTV DVD, where we've talked about many films, modern, classic, avant-garde. Our latest 2 have been quite something. The most recent is Montréal Ma Belle, or Montreal My Beautiful. This is a movie directed by and starring Joan Chen, aka Josie Packard. It is based where we are based here in Montreal, and it is about what we are, which is lesbians. Joan Chen is a Chinese immigrant. She's a mom of two who falls for a much younger and much messier Quebecois woman. It is quite something. The whole city has been abuzz. And then the other one I think will be especially interesting, probably. It is Twin Peaks: The Missing Pieces. This is a 90-minute compilation essentially of deleted scenes from Fire Walk with Me. So yes, that movie would have been 4 hours long if they had let it be. It offers a lot of insight into Laura and her mom's relationship, which is always something I've been so hungry for. It has some really interesting like lore implications, and we do reference it in the episodes going ahead. So if you're itching for just that little bit more of TSTV every month, head on over to tstv.show. You can give us $3 simple a month, and you can get all the perks in the world. It'll be beautiful. You'll love it. If you will believe it, we are back. And it's time for Tales from the Log.
Tales from the Log.
Who is not in this episode? Almost anyone.
Yeah.
Almost no one is in this episode.
Yeah.
Do we want to do someone who's been in the show so far, or someone who is not? I'm still kind of having fun speculating on like, where are they now?
I feel like Where Are They Now is fun. Let's have someone to Where Are They Now.
Yeah. Let's see. We've heard from Ben and Jerry. We haven't heard from Audrey or Donna.
Ooh, yeah.
Donna, I feel, is probably going to grow up into a very normal adult, and I don't think she's in the show in season 3. I could be wrong about that. So let's see. We've got a little Jacoby moment. Who are the characters of this television series? Oh, how about Harry Truman? He's
Ooh, yeah. Well, we know that there's 2 Sheriffs Truman.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to speculate about that?
I'm afraid I kind of got spoiled.
Yeah. Well,
bummer.
what do you think? What do you think Harry Truman's been doing?
Well, Lucy mentioned that like, okay, there's 2 sheriffs. One of them is fishing. One of them is so and so. I'm gonna say.
I think one of them was sick.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna say that Harry Truman was fishing in that episode. And so, what can we extrapolate from that? Maybe
he seems to still be sheriff, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe he's taken a bit of a spiritual turn after Coop's disappearance, and he was not. Lucy misunderstood. He was not fishing. He was going to catch the big fish.
Oh my god, he got into transcendental meditation.
Yeah, I think he's like on a psychodyssey, you know?
Yeah, psychodyssey. I love it.
But let's rope in another character.
Reel in, as it were.
Yeah, come on. I mean, I'm thinking about Donna. So let's say they fell out of touch because Donna moved away like 20 years ago. But he is off on his little. He's probably like a bit of a new agey motherfucker. He's on like a yoga retreat. Okay. And they meet there because she is the instructor. She is recently divorced, and
oh my god.
And getting into yoga helped her sort of find herself again. Maybe she got divorced like 10 years ago. He is a very eager amateur and very obnoxious and follows her everywhere.
I love it.
I've just made up 2 characters who have nothing to do with the originals.
But, you know, it's not entirely out of line with how the show is introducing its old characters. Like, I think it's not that they have nothing to do, but it's very willing to be like, 25 years has passed. Some of them are doing the same thing, like Hawk and Andy and Lucy. Some people, Jacoby's in the woods painting shovels. 25 years does a lot to someone, you know?
Okay, are we satisfied? Do you have anything to add?
Hell yeah, that's Tales from the Log.
That's Tales from the Log, baby. Greatest segment in the world. Next
Hell yeah.
In these next couple scenes, we get into the sort of grimy 2010s crime type show. It feels like it is doing a bit. The amount of these shows I've seen is actually very limited. So I'm going to keep saying Breaking Bad. But if you know another show that it's more like, you can just pretend I'm saying that one. So Dale and Jade leave the house in Jade's Jeep Wrangler, which is a great car. Like, that's a lot of character for a character to drive that. There's a guy waiting across the street in his car. No. Okay, I don't totally remember the geometry of this. Before we even get to that, what the fuck is this house that they're having sex in?
Yeah, it's really like, I mean, the vibe, because there's like a lockbox that she knows the combination to take the key out of. It's
Oh.
in a, like, one of the notes I have is like, the class signifiers are confusing because it's like out in a suburb and like we see a sign of like, we're building this, but then it's also like, this is, I think, supposed to be an outcall house. Like there's a number of
Oh.
sex workers that know the combination of this lockbox, and this is where you can take clients.
There we go. That makes sense.
And then like we'll talk about it next scene, but like the mom doing drugs and all, it feels like the big huge empty suburban houses feel at odds with the like class signifiers we are being shown that people are doing. So I don't really know what to make of that. But it is, yeah, this like huge empty suburban space.
I think there's something to be said about the curdling of the world. We know that David Lynch grew up in a like very white picket fence area and really like loved a lot about it. But you'll notice, like, first of all, none of the trees have any leaves on them. They're all spindly and actually look like the arm. Second, like all the grass is dead and it's just like it's actually super depressing. I think, look, America inhabitants, sound off if this is like way off, but I'm thinking here, this is post real estate bubble collapse. This is post like all of the manufacturing jobs leaving and stuff. So I feel like this is like, this complex was built 20 years ago and now there's no one who's well off enough to really fulfill this image, you know?
Yeah.
All the people who decades ago would have been living in some idyllic neighborhood are now living in squalor.
And I think there's something about like the sign of the neighborhood is like giving 50s in such a real way of like,
Yeah.
there's something, I think it's like, it feels just the architecture. It doesn't feel like none of the houses are differentiated. Like it doesn't feel like suburbs in the way that we see residential houses in the original run of like they have character. It feels like when you see a bunch of condos or like houses that have been built and they're all just like cookie cutter, like featureless, like clonk, 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 it feels very disillusioned with that. Yeah,
I totally agree. So for whatever reason, there are some guys who want to kill Dougie. They notice that his car is still at the house. Anyway, we just tried to record this in the right order and I fucked it up, and then Sadie corrected me and I might fuck it up again, but we'll see. They're driving away. We get these two guys on walkie-talkies in a really interesting and striking moment. Dale, like, he's looking at his Twin Peaks key that he found, his Great Northern key that he found in his pocket, and he drops it. He like ducks down to grab it. And for those 10 seconds that he's down, basically those are the 10 seconds that a sniper would have shot him in the head from a distance. But instead, the sniper calls the other guy and says, he's not in the car, man. He must still be at the house. So the dude who's like casing out the house goes and he plants some mysterious device, presumably a bomb or something, on his car.
I guess I told you I thought it was a bomb. I guess the wiki summary that we're looking at does say tracker, so it feels to be like he's going to blow it up, to be honest, right?
I agree with you that it's probably a bomb. I was just reading off the wiki thing.
Fair enough. Okay, one, I do want to shout out Dougie's license plate, Dougie Love.
Dougie Love!
I'm adding that to That's the Dougie facts, because I think, okay, like the things of like Dougie has become Dougie Dale so fast. We have very little insight into what Dougie was like before this, and one of them is Dougie Love license plate.
Can we also put the people who were trying to kill him?
Yes. To be honest, my read on that is that these people are hired by Mr. C. This is not, the show is not clear about this, but my read is that Mr. C is like, here's what's going to happen. I manufacture a guy. Dale tries to become me. He goes into Dougie, and then as soon as that happens, my guys are going to kill him.
Okay, this makes sense. Yeah, that feels less random, at least. I want to talk about Dale putting his head down at exactly the right time. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
This, and then the casino scene we get at the end, which is also just killer. Feels like the first instance that I can think of a character being sort of like blessed as opposed to cursed.
Yeah.
Like, this is just such an unlikely stroke of good luck. And why I was saying that this episode feels like very much its own thing is because like since when does Twin Peaks have blessings? Since when does something good happen just cuz?
Yeah, it does feel like somehow, and this is certainly reinforced by everything at the casino after, like somehow Dougie Dale is like touched by the lodge in a way that's like giving him like the mandate of heaven, like things are
Yeah, yeah,
aligning
that's
just so
exactly
for
it.
him. Yeah. I just want to shout out, I mentioned the recap, there are a couple, oh my god, this is going to make him remember it all, fake outs. The first one is he drives past Sycamore Street, which of course we remember because of the sycamore trees of the Glastonbury Grove and the beautiful song, haunting
Mhm.
song. And I love that it's like he looks at it and it says sycamore and he clearly like really shows it and he looks at it and he has a face like, oh, that's making me think of something, like as if he's about to be like, wait a second, sycamore. And he like looks kind of shaken out of it for a second and then he goes, Jade, give 2 rides. Which I still don't know if I love that line, but I do really like the fake out of like, wait a second, nope, nope, nope. We're still in
Yeah.
Dougie Dale. He's got to go to the casino.
Why the casino? That's so random, by the way.
I have thoughts. Let's talk about it when we get there. But
Totally, totally.
yeah. Take me through the other crazy thing in this sequence.
Yeah, okay. So from across the street, there has been a child watching as a bomb or bug or whatever is planted on Dougie's car.
Hmm.
Then we cut inside his house. His presumably mother is saying 119,
Hmm.
119 over and over. He is just sort of sitting with eyes glazed over, eating saltines on the couch. His mom is like she takes a pill out of an otherwise empty pill bottle. The house is like a little bit run down. This table has like crushed up either pills or like Coke or whatever, and a liquor bottle that is not Jack Daniels. It is like John Dave's or something.
Yeah.
And so she takes the pill and then washes it down with an enormous swig of John Dave's. I don't know what this is
Oh
setting up
wow.
necessarily.
Actually, you know what? This is Evan
Mhm.
Williams, which is a real brand.
It's real? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It really does look like they made legally distinct Jack Daniels to, like, in the movie when they had scratched out Jack Daniels on everything, but I guess they were like, no, we can show Evan Williams. Listen, maybe this is Evan Williams product placement, which if it is also a crazy use. Like, you pay
Yeah.
Showtime to be like, yeah, David Lynch, put my whiskey in there. They're like, yeah, we'll put it in with the mom who's not taking care of her kid and yelling 119. Just like you asked, boss.
So at first my thought on this scene was like, man, this is like really trashy and just like a shitty way to portray poverty. But then I thought of Breaking Bad and I thought, oh, this is exactly how TV was doing it at this point. And
Yeah.
they're if anything just playing it up in a way that makes it impossible to not notice that it's weird. The reason I said that this made me reconsider Jade's portrayal is because like they could be doing a similar thing with her of like quote unquote the prostitute trope in
Hmm.
2010s media just like dressed like
Yeah.
that.
No, definitely. And like I think it is absolutely doing that. I think whether or not I think it lands, I go back
Mm,
and forth, honestly. But I think here
sure.
especially it really is like really played up. And it's striking this interesting tone where it is like
Mhm.
on one level it's almost comical. She has a cigarette. She has her various drugs. She has her whiskey. She has just a deck of cards on the table with her. It's just like her assorted vices and she's including gambling, like it's so over the top. But then
Mhm.
it's also very naturalistic of the kid just like sitting eating saltines on the couch in a way that's like really
Yeah.
sad. And her yelling 119, you have it in your notes. I do, of course. It's 911 backwards. The name of the
Mhm.
episode, I actually don't know if I said it at the top, but the name that this was given, apart from just part 3, was Call for Help.
Oh,
And it's like the 119, the backwards talking again, like
of
somehow
course.
the corrupting influence of the spirits in Black Lodge is like spreading out and out and influencing people more and more. Yeah, and in an instance like this, it is really treading that line between taking that seriously and like camping it almost. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's interesting.
Mhm. My last little note here is I think I'm not certain because it's very small, but the pillow she takes, I think, is like perfectly spherical in the same way that Dougie's little gold marble
Oh, that's
was.
fun. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, want to keep it moving?
Hell yeah. So,
Hell yeah.
we have a very short scene of the follow-up on Mr. C having crashed, which is these two kind of like state troopers come up, and it smells fucking yucky in there. They're like, there's something bad in there. One guy's puking, kind of reminiscent of Andy from the pilot.
I thought so. Yeah, he can't keep it together.
Yeah. And that's that. I don't really have notes on that one. I'm ready to just move right along, basically.
I have a couple, which is first of all, there's a mention, they call for backup, they call for an ambulance.
Yeah.
And they say, tell them to bring gas masks, which like that's a gas mask is a very, charged image. And we get Jacoby wearing one later.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of something, like allows you to ignore the stench of the thing that you're dealing with up close. Before this scene, or actually just while I was watching, I was pretty certain that Mr. C was dead. But now I'm realizing that there was no clear indication of that, which means that he's probably not.
It would be crazy if he dies in episode 3.
I really thought that was what happened. And now that we're talking about it, I'm like, what would the rest of the season be?
Hey, honestly, you never know with this season, honestly.
You never know.
Shall I take us to the next scene? I love the next scene.
Please, Queen. Please.
This scene is like, honestly, the most lighthearted original Twin Peaks energy is back that we have seen to date. For how much it spent so much time being like, you're going to keep getting disoriented and seeing things that are off-putting and upsetting and confusing. And now them giving us this is so charming. So, Hawk has been told by Margaret Lanterman that something is missing, and he will find it in a way that has to do with his heritage. They have gathered all of the files and evidence and everything from the Laura Palmer, Dale Cooper case, and they have it all in the conference room. He puts up a very cute sign that says "Donut Disturb" with a donut.
I initially thought this was donuts. Disturb. Like, come in, there's donuts.
It's like the no fees apply Simpsons bit,
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
I also love they have a big thing of coffee from the Double R, which now has its new branding, RR to go.
Oh yeah,
it's so cute. So let me see if I can find actually the script. Glastonbury Grove. I know that you live eternally in the 1990s. I wish that someone could go into Glastonbury Grove and update the scripts to have season 3.
Oh, the website? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so, because just honestly, every line of dialogue here is so funny. It's just like, they're like, we need to find something that's missing. Andy's like, well, we looked through it all and we couldn't find anything that's missing. And he's like, well, if it's missing, it's not here. This is here. He's like, let's sit down. Realizes that Hawk is saying this. He realizes that they're sitting down and he's standing up. He's like, let me sit down.
It's really goofy. The scene goes on so long.
Oh,
and it's just quipping in circles.
Yeah, no, and like this episode, there are quite a few scenes and like that are really like, we're just spending so much time on this, and they're like, no, every second is worth it. He's like, I'm gonna find it in a way that's something to do with my heritage. And Lucy really thinks she's on that. And she's like, Hawk, you're an Indian. And he goes, yes, Lucy. Like she just put that together. I love, Andy calls her Punky. I forgot, I don't know if he had done that before now, but his nickname for his Punky is so cute. And then Lucy sees chocolate bunnies on the table and she shrieks and she's like, oh my god, I know what it is. I know what's missing. I ate a chocolate bunny.
It's so funny. All of it is so funny.
Lucy's like, oh my god, I ate the bunny. And I think what makes this scene is there's like, it's really long and they keep pausing for several seconds. Like every time Hawk is there, he's like really thinking about it. And he's like, oh my god, that's what's missing. Do chocolate bunnies have anything to do with your heritage? And like Hawk sits for a moment and is like, do they? And is like, no. And he's like, Lucy, you ate the evidence? And Lucy is like so agonized by guilt. She's like, I know, and I only did it the one time, and I never did it again. And it's because I had, and I don't like to say this in front of Andy, a bubble of gas. And I heard that chocolate, which I love, is like
Which I
it's
love.
can be used as, and I love, you can see her like doing her best. She's like, can be used as a remedy, maybe by indigenous people. Is that true, Hawk? Do your people
Oh,
use chocolate as a
crazy.
remedy for gas? I feel like so many times the show has tried to do a joke of like, and these white people are a bit silly about Hawk being indigenous. And I think this is the
Yeah.
only one that really lands for me. It's so good for Lucy to just be freaking out and like desperate, one, to clear her name for eating evidence of a murder case chocolate 25 years ago, and also to find what the missing thing could ever be. And she's just like, please, Hawk, is it true maybe that you could use chocolate as a remedy for gas, which is clearly such bullshit. I love Andy is like trying to help her. He's like, do you want another bunny, Punky? I can get you more bunnies, which frankly is just how I talk to my girlfriend. And then the last, what really sells it at the end is Hawk is like, it's not about the bunny. And then we hold a shot on him for like almost 10 seconds as he's just thinking about it. And he's like, is it about the bunny? No, it's not about the bunny, but he really thinks it through. My note is that's what it feels like playing Blueprints, honestly.
How so?
I think just like looking at something and being like, is it about the bunny?
Of
Like trying to
course.
get away into some fuck ass puzzle, you know?
Man.
I love like he's like, no, it's not about the bunny. And Lucy like sighs with relief, like, oh thank God. I didn't eat the important bunny.
Mm,
This is just such a good character moment for all three of them.
really is. I love sort of, it makes me kind of nostalgic that we're getting a scene of characters just spinning their wheels and getting nowhere,
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's so
but
good.
joyously.
Speaking of spinning a wheel,
Yeah.
the next scene
Oh my
starts
God.
with a wheel spinning.
Okay.
And not how you might think.
Not how you might think. We were wondering what Jacoby was doing with those shovels, and now we finally know. Now it's finally explained and it's clear, and we don't need to worry about it anymore. He has a very specialized contraption or series of contraptions dedicated to holding up the shovels and rotating them and moving them along an axis. And he is using this to sit outside his trailer and spray paint each of them gold, front and back. And then like he wheels the wheel and then it sort of moves like an assembly line.
It's a cool contraption. It's got like
It
bike
is really.
wheels and like I think he's using like
Mhm.
pedals from like a sewing machine to operate it.
It is really cool and makes me think like for whatever reason, this is something he's probably been doing for a long time. Like he has a workflow down, you know,
Yeah.
he's really comfortable doing this. He's also still wearing his red and blue glasses under the gas mask.
Yeah,
Shout out.
it's really good. Yeah, I'm noticing. I'm looking at the shot of him when we see him, and he's got like a shelf over to the side with like dozens of gold spray paint cans in there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Lily, because your called shot last time was that he's getting the shovels to bury them because he thinks that because of cancel culture, people should stop digging up dirt.
Oh yeah.
Which honestly, it's not that far off, I think. But how do you think him painting them gold plays into that, or is that going to make you pivot?
He could be using them for an art installation of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
which could also be making a statement on cancel culture. The fact of painting a shovel gold means that if you can't really use the shovel anymore, so it kind of still works, you know. But also, like, do you paint something specifically gold if you think it's like bad? Maybe not. I got nothing.
Hey, fair enough. I don't think the show's given us anything. I think it's so funny that we're 3 episodes in and Jacoby was the first character from Twin Peaks that we checked back in on.
Oh my God.
And all we're getting is he's doing some other shit with these shovels now. See you next episode. And also, they spend a lot of time on this scene. This is 1.5 minutes, which is a long time to just see him. No dialogue, just spray painting the shovels, rotating the shovels, spray painting the shovels some more, taking them over to another place to hang them up to dry.
You get a really clear sense of how the machine works.
Really, in a way that is like, it still does feel like a prank on the viewer, but like really luxuriating in contextless watching Jacoby do shit to these shovels that makes no fucking sense at all.
This is the best show in the world.
It really is. It really, really is. So that's that scene.
That's that scene.
Oh, this next one though. This next one is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, I absolutely adore this, and it is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jade and Coop pull up at the Silver Mustang Casino. She kind of gives Coop a little bit of like a lecture. She has a clear sense that something is wrong here. He didn't just lose his wig and put on a tux. I mean, he's not speaking and all this. She says, like, I think you might have had a stroke. Here's $5. Go in there and ask for help.
Yeah.
Right? He gets out of the car and really struggles through. Oh, fuck. It's really funny, but it's also sad.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's a revolving door into the casino and he doesn't know how to use it. So he walks in and then he stands still and it bonks him in the back. It stops. He takes another couple steps. It happens again. It happens again. It happens again. It happens again. There is a security guard watching this and not doing anything. Which raises the question, what is a security guard?
Yeah.
What's your job, guy? Man. Anyway, so he goes inside. He pulls up to the second security guard and says, call for help.
Yeah.
And dude basically ignores him.
He's like, the slots are in the back, which is so sad.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, all he gets out of the security guard is like, you can go get change over there. He goes to ask for change. Because he's just repeating what people are saying. He says like, play a game. And then she's like, what game? And he's like, call for help.
Yeah.
And oh my God. It's just he's being so earnest and simple. And it's like an institutional ignorance thing. Like they physically can't.
Yeah. I think even worse than ignorance. It's like this guy wants us to call for help. No, send him to the slots, you know?
I really registered it more as like they cannot hear or comprehend this because like this is just not, you don't have a script for this as the casino change person. Call for help.
Yeah.
Man. So he has $5 in quarters in a cup, as does everyone. I have only been to a casino once, but it was not how that worked. Like the fact of it being a cup full of quarters feels like beggar imagery, right?
It really feels like he's in this like senile old person slots area. And that's why it's doing that. Like that's why they give him that. But I agree, it is giving like person like begging for change.
Yeah. So he walks in and he observes someone and like put in some money, pull the slot, and then win however many dollars. And he goes, hello, when he wins. Man, this is so crazy. So Dale notices this weird little apparition of the Red Room. It is like a little orbular thing that like with some flames and the famous floors and the curtain. And wherever that is, he goes to its corresponding slot machine, enters a quarter, and then mimicking the guy, he goes, hello, and pulls the thingy. But it's like, it's off, the timing is wrong.
Yeah.
And he wins hugely, so hugely that like an alarm sounds once, and I don't know what he's doing because he just keeps walking. Like he doesn't even take the money.
Yeah. He's like scared by it, you know?
Yeah. He goes to the second one, the same thing happens. And at this point, someone comes up and says, congratulations, sir. You've just won $28,400. It's far more than these quarters. You've hit a double mega or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says, call for help. And she says, that's what I'm here for. Let me get you a bigger bucket.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. So this is what I was saying at the top about how like there is no mama, all the people who should be helping him, the people who are in a position to help him are just standing around. And of course, like this is a casino. Like the people here are being exploited. Casinos are one of those things that I personally need to like make an effort to not be super knee-jerky about. Like, the way that some people think about like drug policy. oh, let's just ban it. That'll work. That's how I feel about casinos, because I think they're
They are
so
evil is the thing.
evil and
Yeah,
exploitative.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know what happens if we ban casinos. Like, I do think we should have like legalized, like, safe supply of drugs. I don't know with gambling, but I know that the casinos as they exist now, absolutely evil, absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I reflexively want to go like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this,
Yeah,
which I think is like the correct thing to feel here.
yeah,
The only person who really actually helps him is Jade. And
yeah,
actually, this got me thinking throughout the series, sort of the only people who help other people are sort of the sex workers. Like
yeah.
the way that Teresa, Ronnette, and Laura look out for each other, and the way
Hmm.
that Laura then looks out for, after a pretty grave error in judgment, but still,
Hmm.
Donna in Fire
Hmm.
Walk with Me. The people who are vulnerable and sometimes desperate are like the only ones being remotely humane here.
Yeah. Ugh, I love this scene.
I love it too. Oh my
I
goodness.
think like on Jade helping him, I think, or alongside like what I said earlier about not being 100% sure if I'm on board with how she's being portrayed. I do think her interactions here
Hmm.
really work for me. And even, when they're back at the house, it's like she can tell something's wrong and she still kind of has to go along with him being in this state because of the power dynamic between them. Like, like she's not really able to safely be like, dude, what the fuck, more than she is. Cause like she's got to get
Mm.
to the next job, if the client's like that, the client's like, but then also it's like she can tell something's wrong with him, but she can't take him to the hospital because then she's exposed to, the danger of that, right? Of like,
Of course.
and why were you with him, And so like she does
Mm.
the best thing she can. And I wonder at the casino, like, did they meet there? Like, was Dougie frequenting casinos
Sure.
in his life before getting taken over by Dale?
Hmm.
You know what I think about that? The casino, and that he's been, I guess, a regular client of Jade's. The thing we know from Mr. C where he says, I don't want, I need. Like
Hmm.
this is expression of like desire, want. Like I want
So
to win money. I
true.
have the, I'm hiring a sex worker out of the, the desire for sex. Like, is that
Yeah.
something that Mr. C wanted to like cast out of himself?
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. I love this. That would explain why he was so insistent that he doesn't want.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Man,
I have so many notes on the scene. I'm just going to go through. We get
please.
another will he remember fake out when Jade is like, okay, you can go out now. And he has a moment of like, whoa, and remembers Laura being like, you can go out now. And again, it's like, oh my God, this is going to shake him. No, never mind. Nope, into
No,
the
it
casino.
doesn't.
And
Oh.
throughout this whole scene, I said at the top, he's interacting with everything in this casino in the same way that we saw him interacting with things in the Black Lodge and the Purple Room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of this is like maybe something about this transfer going wrong has fucked up his memory, but it also could feel like he has just spent 25 years in a
Yeah.
nightmare, ever shifting, like super hell, where the only way to survive is to just like approach things. And if someone says something to you, that's because they want you to repeat it. And you have to like hold up the mystical objects that are given to you. And that's like the only way that you can like, it's like how he's had to live for 25 years is like someone comes up to him and says like 253 time and time again. And he just has to be like,
Mm.
yeah, time and time again. And
Sure.
frankly, like we have no context for whatever the fuck was in that purple room and all that. If you have no context for a casino, it is, I said at the top, just as nightmarish as being in that purple room with the bang, bang, bang. And you know what I mean? Like, it's
You're
overwhelming.
so right. I've been to a casino once. It's so overstimulating.
And like labyrinthine, obviously they're made to keep you in there and make you lost. And like, like that's the Black Lodge. That's all that, like even just a revolving door. Like it seems like he has no context for anything at all. If you've never heard of a revolving door or a door at all or a building, and then you're, just trying to stumble your way through and the room you're in a tiny room and it's turning and pushing you and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
And like similarly, like he gets given this $5 bill and like all he knows is to hold it up like a mystical object and to like say the incantation, call for help.
He can't even hand it to
Yeah.
the cashier.
Yeah.
She has to like lift it tenderly out of his hand. Yeah.
And it is so sad that, you know, these people are like, oh, they're used to some like senile old person coming up and saying something incomprehensible, and then you give them something and they go sit at the slots for hours. But like, he does say call for help, and they don't. They send him to the slots, and it's like
Yeah.
so depressing. Okay, when he starts seeing the Black Lodge, first of all, it's like you see a little kind of like triangular vision of the shape of the thing, and it
Mhm.
looks like a little party hat.
So true.
And we get the Badalamenti sting that we got earlier, the chord, the bow.
Oh, we do. Shit.
And like similarly, I love he sees the guy win and go hello, and he's just like, well, this is what you do in this space. Like he's had to navigate the Black Lodge. It's just there's going to be an incomprehensible machine, and you just have to go up to it and do what you saw some other entity do. And that's just what he's doing. He goes up and he's like, well, I'm supposed to put this in and then go hello and then pull it. And then every time when it starts jackpotting, he's scared by it. And he really performs so well. Like,
Oh.
like as the quarters fly out of him and the sound plays. And it just makes you think about how evil the design is to make it so that when someone wins a jackpot, it blares an alarm so that everyone else spinning slots is like, damn, someone won a jackpot. That could be me.
Oh my God.
And like the lady coming up, like you say, like, congratulations, sir, you are a mega winner. It's just so much. Like it's so sad just thinking about like literally you've been in the Black Lodge for 25 years and you get out and this is what happens. For a show that has had a lot of not always very kind things to say about like people with like disabilities of many sorts, I think this feels like really empathetic to the experience of like being someone who is like has Alzheimer's or struggling with dementia, and like you're in
Oh,
this
wow.
space. You know what I mean? Like him being here and doing this is not that different from like someone who is, you know, like struggling with that and is popped at the casino and is just like, yep, time for the slot machines to babysit you, which like is, I
Dude.
know,
Well,
is like a huge thing, right?
this is just what time does to you in 25 years often, even if
Yeah.
nothing supernatural happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's
Oh my goodness.
and again he says call for help and they go, yeah, of course, that's what I'm here for. Keep spinning the slots, you know? It's crazy that we get the whole first sequence and then this just like truly heartbreaking bit. I don't know. It's so much. When he tries to like show that other lady which one is going to jackpot and she's like, fuck you, get out of here. But then after she goes and does do it, you know, but it's just so like, I don't know. It's really, really heartbreaking to me, this scene. It really, really, like the first time I watched this, I teared up, you know, it really hits.
It's really something else.
Yeah. And
oh my goodness.
I think it's worth asking again, why is the Black Lodge doing this?
Yeah, okay, because like it's clearly helping him, right? Or sending him positive signals. And actually it's probably interfering in the world on his behalf. Like I don't think it's just saying this one has a jackpot locked and loaded. I think it's making that be the jackpot. You know, like why? What does that say about Dale that the Black Lodge is now interested in helping him? Is he somehow working on their behalf without knowing? You know, like we know that he was supposed to get out on this day. Itself odd and seems arbitrary, but it just feels like sort of the biggest condemnation you could give of Dale is like, yeah, the Black Lodge is helping him out.
Yeah, like in some ways it's like, are they further keeping him in here and like, you know, doing what the casino does of feeding you jackpots that you keep staying there chasing it? But I think it's also really worth noting last episode, when Mr. C called who he thought was Philip Jeffries and it was something else. And that entity was like, you're going to come back in and I will be with Bob again. It feels like the Black Lodge and maybe Mike, maybe whatever that entity was, want Mr. C to go back for their own reasons.
Yes. Yeah.
And so maybe that's why they're helping Dougie Dale here as a part of maybe him winning jackpots as part of the path to getting Mr. C back in, you know?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. This makes sense.
Like outside of that, it does really hit that it's like, yeah, what does the Black Lodge do? It keeps you in the casino, you know?
Yeah.
And like it really feels again like when the lady pulls the lever on the freaking bell contraption and gets blasted into space at the beginning.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have some thoughts on like what spending so much time in a casino says about the state of the world these 25 years
Yeah,
later.
please.
First of all, okay, it is ambiguous why Jade drops Coop off here, but like
Mhm.
it is plausible that this is just like the nearest
Mm.
thing.
Mhm.
What does it say that instead of going to a hospital, now you go to the casino?
Yeah.
Second, it's very modern and flashy and
Mhm.
sort of, yeah, like digital HD and
Mhm.
aesthetic.
Mhm.
Just like all these casinos, I guess they're a little old fashioned. Like a lot of slot machines are just fully virtual screens now, but it feels like a very modern space. And if you think about how in the original run, everything was about like, okay, these are the aesthetics of modern America. They're so lovely and pleasant, but they cloak evil. This, like these aesthetics here are tripled, like so much more intensely positive and celebratory to the point that they're really like garish and overwhelming.
Mhm.
And so what does that say about the underlying, like what is this masking? It must be something even worse, right?
Yeah. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Just the aesthetics of America have just gotten much more in your face and proudly exploitative.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's that America's like mask has slipped. I don't
It
know.
definitely feel no, I think that's definitely like absolutely. I really feel that as a part of it. Do we want to go meet an old friend?
Let's go meet an old buddy, old pal.
Well, it's time to meet the FBI. It's time for Gordon Cole, baby. It's time for Albert Rosenfeld, baby. It's time for our new member of the team, Tammy Preston. The scene opens with they're discussing a case of a guy who's been accused of murder, and he says it wasn't him. He can't say the real killer because it's a issue of national security, but he has these objects in his yard which are hints to the killer's identity, which are a booty shot photo, a photo of two ladies at the beach, a photo of a little sailor boy, a submachine gun,
Yes.
and a jar of seeds. We're doing a great joke here, you know? They're being
Yes.
given a thing like this, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And then David Lynch, uh, as Gordon Cole, says a line that's so funny. He just goes, "The congressman's dilemma" about this situation, which is like, what the fuck?
What does that mean?
Yep. Anyway, all the other agents leave to work on that, and then Tammy shows us her case. And I called her at the top our new cuntiest member. She is really like swaying her hips as she goes up to present her images of her case. She's really like, this case is that these people were killed. She's saying it so sultry.
The contrast of that versus Gordon Cole and Albert, who are like
Yeah.
so they were cast in the 80s. She's cast in the 2010s when everyone on TV has to be the most beautiful person you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Well, and it really feels like a camp overdone of like, she's the lady on the team. She's a professional and she's sexy as fuck and she's
Totally.
on the job, you know?
Yes, 100%.
Anyway, the thing that she tells them about is Sam Colby and Tracy Barbaretto, who we saw got fucked up at the end of that first episode.
They got exploded.
They did get exploded. So we see their corpses where they really got. And they tell us that they actually seem to have recovered the footage from the cameras, and we see a weird shape in it for just a few frames. And it makes me wonder, like, was Coop even in there visibly, or was the thing that they saw for a few frames the weird shape, like entity that ended up killing them?
It kind of seems like a secret third thing, doesn't it? Because it looks nothing like the entity that killed them either.
It's like whatever it was, whether it was Dale or the entity, like, I think it might have been Dale, because I think it said it was like a few minutes before all that. But it was like as if it gets captured on camera as something different.
And it only got captured on one of the cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
Which is interesting.
And she's really delivering this like, there's no prints, no DNA, no fibers, completely clean. And then Gordon Cole gets paged. And the person says, on your phone,
Yeah.
it's Cooper. And Core goes, what the hell? I think he actually might have said that when we see the corpses, but we do get David Lynch going, what the hell?
It's very good.
And then we go to David Lynch's office for him to take that call from his big red phone. Here are some things in his office. Behind his desk, giant framed photo of the nuclear bomb.
Opposite his desk, do you remember?
There's a picture of a guy. Who the fuck is it?
It's a young Franz Kafka.
Oh my God. You know, I was looking at it and I was like, is that fucking like... Is that Christopher from The Sopranos? That is Franz Kafka.
Yeah.
Wow. I was wondering who that is. Good on you. Anyway, he gets a phone call and is like unclear. He's like, is it really him? We don't know if it was Coop on the phone or if they were telling us things about Coop, but he's like, we have to go to the Black Hills of South Dakota. And Albert is doing the exact same things he was doing in 1992. And he's being sarcastic about it all. He's like, oh, great. It was great because Cole is like, well, it's a good thing you're excited to go because we're about to. And Albert has a line here. He says, the absurd mystery of the strange forces of existence, said with enormous sarcasm. But that was the subtitle of David Lynch's Ronnie Rocket, one of his first film things that he was never able to make, according to the Wikipedia. That's citation needed, but I'm willing to believe it. Yeah. What do you think about this?
First of all, I love Gordon's insane decorations. I really hope they get to Coop soon and like find him and are able to get him on the road back to normal.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Hey, I'm just remembering. The first thing I wanted to say about Coop, and I'm sorry, this is not actually the question that you asked,
please.
But I'll link it back. The way that Mr. C speaks and sort of his like physicality in the season 2 finale is a lot like Dale right now. It's like learning to be a person, sort of.
Yeah, definitely.
But not just that. Also, Annie, right? Like Annie, once she is out of the Black Lodge, similarly just like doesn't really speak.
Yeah, we only see her like comatose. Yeah.
But apparently, okay, I was wondering if my girl was going to be in the season. Regrettably, apparently she is not. And so I looked this up and found that the only real canonical thing about her.
Careful. Please be so careful. Please be so careful. Please.
I'm so careful. I'm so careful. Okay. When I get spoiled, it's typically by like just random posts on my feed, you know?
Totally.
But I'm told by Twin Peaks: The Final Dossier, which I think was published in like the early 2010s, that Annie basically just like upon exiting the Black Lodge, she only spoke once a year to say I'm fine. And then eventually she was like institutionalized and I guess died.
Yeah. Which is interesting if it feels like the I'm fine is like her responding to how's Annie, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, totally. I love that.
But yeah, it did not go great for her.
Did not go great for her. Anyway, so my hope is that Dale's fate is not this. I assume at some point he will need something to do, like plot-wise, as far as solving murders or mysteries or something. Beyond that, it's interesting that Albert, like unprompted, says to Tamara, like, how about a truckload full of Valium? Is the sense that they're corrupt now? Like,
no, I think this is Albert being like, ugh, I hate having to go to the Black Hills of South Dakota. Give me a truckload of Valium so that I can possibly feel good about this. Ugh.
Oh, that's funny. I thought he was just saying, let's do some organized crime.
So funny.
I might be a little too literal on this stuff.
Hey, you and Gordon Cole, both.
So true.
So, okay, they are going to go somehow pursue something to do with Coop. And you're saying, yeah, I mean, I know we're going to get to a next time on Twin Peaks shortly, but what's your sense of like Coop's trajectory? Or should we just save this for next time on Twin Peaks? But I really want to hear your sense of like, where does Coop go from here? How long does that take? Like, when does he, like, what does he do from just being at the casino?
Yeah, maybe we save this for the next time.
That sounds good.
Because we basically just have the last little credits roll scene now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to shout out big nuclear bomb frame photo in the background. We have orbited around the idea of radioactivity and nuclear things. That's something to notice.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
And Franz Kafka's so funny.
Oh my God, I know.
And then we get what I guess is now going to be a regular thing, which is that we keep getting played out by a real life band playing their real life song at the Roadhouse.
Yeah, this is so cool. It feels so retro. Like bands used to just go and play on TV,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So this is a band called the Cactus Blossoms who feel they're doing like country music, but in a way that feels very 60s. Very out of time, maybe even earlier than the 60s. So it's like two guitarists and vocalists, and they're singing, "My angel sings down to me. She's somewhere on the shore waiting for me with her wet hair and sandy gown." And that's Laura Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. I love that you caught that. I had not, but that's really good.
It's Laura. Yeah. Because I was listening passively and I was like, wait, what? Why is this happening? And then I made myself go back and listen because I figured like this is here for some reason, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Pretty good. That's Twin Peaks, baby.
That's Twin Peaks. Do you have any crazy dreams?
I don't think so. How about you?
I don't think I said this one last time. I had a dream that at my nonprofit job, we got a grant for a project called What to Do If Your Bedroom is Haunted. And I woke up.
Oh, I
woke up from that dream at 6:30 a.m. and I wrote an email to my coworker and my boss. That subject line 6:30 a.m. notes, and the body of the email was, "I just had a dream that we got a grant on a project called What to Do If Your Bedroom is Haunted."
That's really funny. Anyway, want to do next time?
Yes. So last time your predictions were Path to Floating Head. Major Briggs, through his work with the military, is brought to Glastonbury Grove. He's suckered into the twisted world of the Black Lodge because of his superior knowledge of the darknesses. It brings him to the past in space, where he sends himself those signals from space. But his corpse is in Davenport's apartment. Mr. C killed him because he knew too much, but his spirit ends up in space because of his strength of spirit, like Laura. Honestly, okay, this was a trick question. And I knew it the whole time because the introduction of the Path to Floating Head is the most bullshit thing. But I feel like I want to give this one to you. That still might be his corpse in Ruth Davenport's apartment.
That does actually seem pretty likely to me, but none of this has been like, this is just not the episode where these things would have happened. Yeah, I think if this stuff is true,
classic
which I won't rule out,
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, we'll find out later if this is true. I will gladly take the point because I want one.
Hell yeah. The second prediction, following the events of the original run, Jacoby continued exploitative relationships with his young clients. After many years, he was finally forced to reckon with this and run out of town. These days, he's an anti-woke crusader. The shovel represents cancel culture, and he wants to bury the shovel so no one can do any more digging on the misdeeds of men. It's for a YouTube video. No, Lily, he's painting those bitches gold. Bang, bang, get fucked.
Hey.
No, this is another one that's just a prank, because what the fuck do you mean we see a minute and a half of him painting it gold? I don't even know. I think these are both, honestly, both of these are on ice for when that thing actually gets resolved and we find out what the fuck is up with those.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Lily, what happens on our next episode of Twin Peaks?
Okay, so you want me to predict something about Coop's trajectory at the casino and with the FBI?
Yeah, I want to get something there. I don't know what the B-plot thing should be, but...
Yeah, well, let's start with that. So I do think that eventually the FBI will get to Coop, but I'm remembering that we have 14 more episodes of this. First of all, that rules. Love my life. So I don't think it's going to happen right away. That's just not the pace at which these things typically move. I think you will have maybe another episode or two of misadventures as Dougie. I think he's going to get in trouble at the casino.
Okay. I mean, he is hitting all the jackpots, yeah.
That's the thing. At some point, don't they just kick you out? I don't know. I'm thinking of all-you-can-eat buffets.
I know. I mean, they famously do if they think you're, like...
If they think you're cheating, but...
Well, no, even if you're, like, counting cards, which isn't cheating, I think they will kick you out if you're winning too much at anything, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think he's just going to get kicked out. I think he's going to be, like... I think he'll be like interrogated or something. I would not be surprised if this casino has a criminal underworld element. Oh,
that would be a David Lynch classic.
This is the like One-Eyed Jack's equivalent.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because that was a casino.
Yeah. Which I always forget how many things were going on there.
Yeah, so true. I mean, realistically, given we're getting like we're probably averaging 2 substantial Coop scenes an episode. I think that will be all that happens in the next episode.
Fair enough. And then an episode or two later, the FBI will track him down.
Yeah, they might arrive and they won't be able to find him.
Okay, cool. How about B-plot? Yeah, this episode did not give us much to work with.
Not so much, eh?
We know that Jacoby's got those shovels, and we know that, okay, Hawk, next episode could be the one where Hawk finds out what the missing thing is.
They did spend quite a bit of time on that, and like, if it wasn't building to something soon, I feel like they just wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Oh, I was looking at next episode, and there's something very exciting next episode that I won't say anything about.
Okay. I think Mr. C has survived the car crash.
Mm-hmm.
He is taken to a hospital and does a total, what the fuck is Anton Chigurh's thing? Like, he's basically going to be in a car crash and then get up and walk away, which is the same thing that happens in the final scene of No Country for Old Men.
Spoilers, fuck.
Oh. Oh no! Have you not seen that movie?
No, I have. I'm just being silly.
I'm so sorry, folks. It is a total one-off that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
The whole movie's about everyone's like, we gotta hit Anton Chigurh with that car. This is no country for an old man like him.
Oh, I'm the worst. Anyway. Yeah, they're gonna take him to hospital. He's gonna just walk away, but. Ooh, there's other people in the hospital who are suffering. Oh, and he threw up all of his Garmonbozia. Yeah. So maybe he hides somewhere and tries to... I can't think of any version of this that is like so grim it's not even fun to predict, actually. But
vampire slurping psychically.
Slurping. Slurping psychically.
I mean, listen, the show is upsetting, or the prediction could just be in an upsetting way that we won't speculate further on.
That's wonderful.
Okay, so listeners, I'm excited to tell you we have a sneak peek at the next episode of Twin Peaks. Dale, as Dougie, will have another episode or two of misadventures. He's going to get in casino trouble. He's going to get interrogated by the mobsters who run this casino, like One-Eyed Jacks. And that'll go on for an episode or two, and then the FBI will track him down. And meanwhile, next episode, Mr. C is taken to the hospital after his car crash, and he does an Anton Chigurh thing of just walking away. And then he gets Garmonbozia from the suffering people in the hospital in an upsetting way that we will not speculate further on. I look forward to watching this next episode.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Wow, what an episode. I'm so psyched to keep this moving.
Hell yeah. Hell.
The magic of television.
Yeah, truly.
We're so back. Thanks for doing this with me, Sadie.
Yay. Okay, you know what we say.
Oh, and I love to say it. Bye.
One day we're just going to both keep the going forever.
Wow, and it's just gonna go higher and higher, and then we're gonna float away. TSTV is hosted by Sadie Avery Lake and yours truly, Lily Alexander. Our music is by Jamie Page, show art is by Maya Fernandez-Giles, and this episode was edited by Mary Chan at Organized Sound Productions. If you have any burning questions or comments for us, please send us an email at hello@tstv.show. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
Hello, it's Sadie. I'm here with the content warnings for Twin Peaks: The Return Part 4. Honestly, this one is a bit of a break from the past couple episodes, which have been content warning heavy. This one is lighter. We have some potentially questionable trans representation. I won't say any more to spoil what might be there, but I'm okay with it personally. As well as, I don't know, we're seeing men be misogynist, but honestly, all in a very light way, certainly compared to the last handful of episodes. And I'm getting a text message, content warning for getting a text message. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It should be a little breather after the last handful. Bye.